If you're looking for a moist and delicious carrot cake, conveniently made as a cupcake, and without the excessive sugar and fat of traditional carrot cake, then this recipe is for you. It's made gluten-free with almond and tapioca flour and is naturally sweetened with cane sugar. It is full of delicious natural flavor from fresh carrots, coconut, golden raisins, applesauce, and warm spices. And it's topped with a light and fluffy cream cheese frosting and optional toasted coconut or pecans. We're gonna start by prepping our carrots, and you could use either whole carrots or baby carrots. So I'm just adding about half a cup of baby carrots to the chopper cup with my immersion blender, but you could also shred these with a cheese grater. Then I'll just put on my lid and let it do all the work. Next, we want to squeeze out any excess moisture that's in the carrots. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dump them onto a paper towel, then roll them up and give it a good squeeze. And then we'll put them back in my bowl and set them aside. To make the cupcake batter, we're gonna start by adding our wet ingredients, which includes 3 eggs, 2/3 of a cup of cane sugar, 1/4 a cup of unsweetened applesauce, 2 tablespoons of oil, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And I'll just whisk these together until well combined. Next, we can add our dry ingredients, which includes 2 1/4 cups of almond flour, 1/4 a cup of tapioca flour, and then I have 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then for our spices, I have 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of ginger, and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. We'll just dump those right on top. And we'll just whisk these together until well combined. Wow, you can already smell all those delicious spices. These are gonna be good. Now we can add in our 1/2 cup of carrots, 1/4 cup of some shredded coconut. Now for the raisins, you could use either dark raisins, or I really like using the golden raisins for the flavor and the color. So we're gonna add 1/3 cup of raisins, and then we'll want to stir this together with the spatula. Now I've lined my muffin tray with some paper liners, but you're also gonna wanna go through and spray them with some non-stick, just to make sure that your cupcakes can come out of the liners. And then I'm just gonna use my batter scoop and fill up each cup almost to the top. I love seeing all those chunky ingredients that are gonna taste so delicious once they're baked. Now that we've evenly poured out the batter between all of the cups, this is ready to go into a 350-degree oven. And then we're gonna bake them for about 24 to 27 minutes, or until a toothpick comes out clean and they're just starting to turn a golden brown around the edges and just barely up onto the top. While our muffins are baking, we'll go ahead and make our cream cheese frosting. We're gonna start with 8 ounces of cream cheese, or 1 block, and you'll want it to be room temperature. Then we're adding 1/4 a cup of room temperature butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, just to give it a little more tang, and a couple pinches of salt. And then we'll mix this together until it's smooth and creamy. Well, that looks great. So now we can add in 1 1/4 cup of our powdered cane sugar. And then we'll gently mix this together until it's well combined. Ooh, that looks good. Now for a quality control pinky test. I approve. And now I'll let this hang out in the fridge until our cupcakes are baked, cooled, and ready to frost. To garnish the top of the cupcakes, you have the option of adding some toasted coconut, and it could not be any easier to toast, and it adds so much flavor as well as a golden color. To toast our coconut, we're gonna bring a fry pan over medium-high heat, and then we're gonna drop in about a teaspoon of butter. And we'll stir that around until it melts. And then we'll add about 1/3 a cup of coconut, a few pinches of salt, and then we'll stir it around so it can all get coated in the butter. And as soon as we start to smell that warm coconut, we want to go ahead and stir it around. And then as soon as they all have a little bit of toasted color on them, we want to take it off the heat, and we'll return them to our bowl. So within just a few minutes, we have some beautifully toasted and very fragrant coconut. Well, here's our cupcakes after they baked for 26 minutes, and they look so good. And now they are ready to frost. And I just dropped a jumbo piping tip into a piping bag. And we'll scoop in our amazing looking cream cheese frosting. And then we'll fold our bag down and scoosh out our frosting. So now I'm just gonna corkscrew around the outside of the cupcake. Come back to the middle and lift to get a really cute peek. Now we can leave the cupcake as is, or we can garnish it with some of our toasted coconut. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on top just to add even more delicious flavor, as well as a really beautiful toasted golden color. And then I also finely chopped a few pecans, so we can sprinkle a few of those on top as well. Oh, that looks so good. Ooh, now I have to decide, do I go right in or use a fork? I'm just going to go for it. Oh, wow. That was a big bite. That seriously tastes incredible. I love biting into that moist and spongy cake that has so much depth of flavor, coming in from the applesauce and the carrots and the plump raisins, as well as that almond flour. And then getting that cream cheese frosting just brings in the perfect amount of sweetness for a truly heavenly bite. Now, of course, this is a treat and needs to be eaten in moderation, but I love knowing that I'm eating something with some clean, natural ingredients, which means I'm going to feel just as good even after I eat it. And I love sharing my creatively healthy recipes so that you can enjoy them too. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today in my kitchen, and I've included a link in the video description below to the full recipe, which is on my website, gentletummy.com. And I also invite you to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you know someone else who you think would love this recipe, please share this video with them. And I cannot wait to have you hang out with me again in my kitchen.